Ha llamado a la puerta equivocada, abuelete.
Ven aquí.
Sequels nowadays tend to be a repetition of what made the first one successful. What I liked about Equalizer 2 is that it doesn't feel like that. Did you set out to make a very different film from the first one?
Yeah, I just set out to tell the story that was on the page, and Richard Wenk wrote a script that was good and was different than the first one, which was the key, to not think about it as a sequel. It's just sort of tell the best story I could with that material.
Was it always, you know, was the sequel always in your head from the beginning, or did that come after the success of the first one?
No, I would be lying if I said I didn't think about it, but I would reject it, because, you know, you don't want to think about that. You just want to make a good movie, and if it does well, we'll see. But yeah.
Yeah. Denzel is absolutely great in the film. He delivers in the action scenes, and he punches like no one. His level of commitment must be a great asset to a filmmaker, you know, to do a good job.
It's essential. You know, you're only as good as the subject you're working with, and he's amazing. So makes me look good.
About those scenes, you know, there's a very brutal and graphic and violent aspect in the film. How did you? What makes them so brutal, so physical? Because you can feel like the bones crashing, you know, while watching the movie.
Yeah, I mean, I believe action should feel as close to real for movies as possible, as opposed to some of the other more. You see someone get thrown through a wall, after a while you don't worry for them. But when you see people get hurt and it feels real in that way, you worry more that even your hero could get hurt. So I like to try to ground it as much as possible.
Well, you accomplished that. It's very good. I'd also like to talk about Ashton Sanders. He's also amazing in the film. How did you cast him? Did you see him in Moonlight, maybe?
I saw him in Moonlight. I thought he was great. And as I was looking for a young actor, I talked to Denzel on the phone about, I was looking for people, and he goes, you need to really look at Ashton. So he was the one that said I should really pay attention to Ashton. And then when I did, I called Ashton and talked to him, and I realized, I think he came in and did a reading. No, he didn't. I spoke to him over the phone, and I could hear his voice. He had a great voice, but then I saw his face, such a baby face. I said, he's perfect for it, you know. So I went and talked to Denzel, and we cast him.
About that character and Susan, I thought that the film talks in a way about family, but not in a traditional sense, but maybe the chosen family.
Right.
Was that the intention?
That was the intention. Yeah. The whole movie is about family. Yeah. And that's the most painful portrayal. Yeah.
There's, I think there's a departure from what we've seen before in the first movie. You know, in the climax, the storm, the hurricane. I read those scenes were especially hard to shoot. How were? Can you talk about how that climax was filmed?
Yeah, well, you know, we took over the town, the whole town, and we, Naomi Shohan, my production designer, did a great job. And we had jet engines everywhere, and it was really difficult because you had to have jet engines all over the place to create it. You had to hide them down alleyways and everything, and so whenever you pan the camera, there's a jet engine and stuff flying in actors' faces, and it was very cold and wet, and you know, trying to keep some sort of continuity was difficult to do, and asking actors to run through these things is always dangerous because things fly everywhere. You know, like I said, whenever you're dealing with an outdoor adventure, you know, elements of real, you know, big waves flying over, you have to protect everybody. There's scenes where the one actor's on the thing with the gun looking around and he gets knocked down. Well, that really happened. I just kept it in the, he got knocked down, his gun went flying through the air, you know, so those things are always dangerous, and you know, you have to take extra precautions.
Yeah, but they look great on film.
They look great on film, so yeah, it's worth it.
Now the $1,000,000 question. I know everyone's asking you about this, but Equalizer is doing great in the US. Other plans for a third movie?
There's conversations going on right now. Yeah, I think they're talking to the writer right now, Richard, so we'll see.
Yeah, I'd love to see a third movie.
I would too.
Yeah.
Y no hay vuelta atrás.
Pagaremos por nuestros pecados.